Let me tell you something. You weren't made to blend in. Hi everyone, I am Mel Robbins. You weren't born to live quietly, shrink back, or dim your light just to make others comfortable. You were built with something different inside you. Something louder, something bolder, something that refuses to settle for average. You were built to stand out. Look around. Most people are busy fitting in, staying in line, following the crowd. But if you're listening to this, it's because deep down you know you're not like most people. You feel it. You've always felt it. You think differently. You dream bigger. You care deeply. You're wired to rise, not to hide. And yes, standing out means risk. It means being seen. It means being judged. But it also means being remembered. And if you're gonna spend your life here, make it matter. Don't shrink. Don't silence yourself. Stand up. Stand tall. You were born for it. Time isn't waiting for you. It never has, and it never will. The clock started ticking the moment you took your first breath, and it hasn't stopped since. Every day, every hour, every second is asking you the same question. What will they remember about you? Will they remember that you played it safe, that you stayed quiet, that you passed through life like a shadow, never taking risks, never speaking up, never leaving anything behind? Or will they remember the fire, the heart, the way you made them feel something? Most people are too busy waiting for the perfect time, but here's the truth. There is no perfect time. The perfect time is now, not when you're more ready, not when you feel more confident, not when life makes it easier. You've got one shot, one story, one name. Make it one they'll never forget. You don't start building your legacy someday. You're building it right now, with every word you speak, with every choice you make, with how you treat people when no one's watching, with what you do when it's hard, not just when it's easy. Your legacy isn't just something you leave behind, it's something you live into every single day. And whether you realize it or not, you're making an impact, good or bad, bold or invisible, lasting or forgettable. Here's the truth. If you're waiting until you have it all figured out before you make a move, you'll be waiting forever. The world doesn't pause while you decide. So ask yourself, what are you saying with your life right now? What message are you sending with your actions? Because one day, people will talk about who you were, and the version they talk about will be the one you're choosing right now. People won't remember how comfortable you were. They won't remember how easy you played it. They won't talk about the things you avoided or the chances you didn't take, but they will remember your courage. They'll remember the moment you stood up when it would have been easier to sit down. They'll remember how you kept showing up, tired, afraid, unsure, but still fighting. Comfort is invisible, but courage leaves a mark. Comfort fades into the background, but courage builds stories people tell for years. Comfort keeps you safe. Courage changes everything. So when life gives you that moment, the one where you have to choose between comfort and courage, choose courage. Choose to be remembered. Not for how easy you had it, but for how strong you were when it was anything but easy. Let's get one thing straight. You don't have forever. You don't have endless chances. You don't have unlimited time to figure things out while the world waits. Because it won't. Every day that passes is a day you don't get back. And yet most people live like tomorrow is guaranteed, like they've got all the time in the world. But the truth is you don't. None of us do. You keep saying, I'll do it later. Later becomes never. I'll try when I'm ready. Ready never shows up. Let this hit you hard. Your clock is ticking. Your window is shrinking. That dream, that idea, that thing you keep saying you'll start. If you don't move on it now, you might never. So stop wasting time like it's free. It's not. It's your most expensive resource. And once it's gone for good. This isn't a warm-up. This isn't rehearsal. This is the show. Life doesn't give you a second take. The lights are already on, and you're already on stage, whether you feel ready or not. Too many people act like life will let them do it later, like they'll get another round, like they can sit on the bench until everything feels perfect. But this isn't a scrimmage. This is the game right now. You don't get to rehearse being a parent. You don't get to rehearse building a dream. You don't get to rehearse living with purpose. You just do it, or you don't. And guess what? The audience is watching. Your kids are watching. Your friends, your family, your future self. They're all watching what you do with this one life. So show up like it counts, because it does. Play like it matters, because it already does. Life comes with one guarantee. It ends. There is a finish line. There is a deadline. And no matter how much we try to ignore it, it's coming. But most people, they lie to themselves. They act like they've got time to waste. They distract themselves with things that don't matter. They say things like, I've still got time, while days disappear right in front of them. Let me ask you something. If your time ran out today, would you be proud of how you used it? Would you be remembered for how you lived it? The deadline doesn't care about your plans. It doesn't care about your comfort. It doesn't wait for you to feel ready. You either face that truth now, or you'll be crushed by it later. Don't pretend time is on your side, because the truth is it's not. What you keep putting off isn't just a task, it's your purpose slipping through your fingers. That thing you keep pushing to tomorrow. It matters, but it only matters if you do it. You say, I'll start next week. I'll begin when I'm less busy. But the truth is, you're not busy. You're avoiding. You're hesitating. You're waiting for a life that's already happening without you. And here's the harsh part. Every time you wait, something inside you grows weaker. The voice gets quieter. The fire gets dimmer. You don't just lose time when you delay. You lose you. The real you. The focused you. The version of you that was meant to show up and make a difference. So stop holding back. Stop waiting for the right moment. Start now. Because if you don't take control of your life will control. If you don't decide who you are, the world will do it for you. If you don't write your story, they'll write it without asking. And when that happens, they won't get it right. They'll reduce you, twist you, forget you. So let me be clear, your legacy is your responsibility, not your parents, not your friends, not the system, yours. Too many people drift through life waiting to find their purpose like it's hiding somewhere behind a corner. But purpose isn't found. It's chosen. It's built. It's owned. Every decision you make either adds to your story or erases part of it. So what are you building? What are you known for right now? If the answer is, I don't know, then understand this. Silence is still a message. You can live reactively, taking what life gives you, or you can get clear, get loud, and get intentional. Because if you don't define your legacy while you're here, they'll define it when you're gone. And by then, it's too late. Every day you're building something, a life, a message, a memory. The only question is, what's it built on? Some people are stacking bricks made of fear. Fear of failing, fear of what people think, fear of rejection, risk and responsibility. They think they're being careful, but what they're really building is a monument to fear. And then there are those who build differently. They still feel the fear, but they don't let it lead. They act anyway, speak anyway, move anyway. They build with courage. You've got to ask yourself, am I building safe or am I building strong? Am I more focused on avoiding failure than creating something that lasts? Courage doesn't mean you don't feel afraid. It means you don't let fear choose for you. It means you step up, even shaking. You move forward, even unsure. Because one day people will look at your life and they'll either see the walls you built to stay safe or the bridges you built to move forward. Build the legacy, not the prison. Impressing people is easy. Say the right things, wear the right mask, pretend you've got it all together. That's what most do, and they still feel empty. Why? Because impressing people is about appearances, but inspiring people, that's about authenticity. That's about living so real, so boldly, that others see themselves in your fight. Let me ask you, what do you care more about? Their applause or your impact? Their approval or your truth? If you spend your life trying to impress, you'll always feel behind, because there will always be someone prettier, richer, more polished. But when you choose to inspire, that comes from a deeper place, from pain you turned into strength, from battles you didn't hide. The world doesn't need more perfect people. It needs more real ones. Real people who show others what's possible when you stop performing and start living. So stop trying to look right. Start living right. Because fake impresses for a moment, but real inspires for a lifetime. You weren't born to please everyone. You weren't put here to live by their rules, fit in their boxes, or earn their applause. But that's what too many of us do. We post what they want to see. We say what they want to hear. We shape ourselves to match their version of acceptable and lose ourselves in the process. Here's the truth. You're not here to win their approval. You're here to bring your truth, your story, your scars, your voice. That's what the world really needs. Not a copy, not a version. You. When you live for approval, you'll keep shrinking every time someone disagrees with you. But when you live from authenticity, that's when things change. That's when people stop scrolling and start listening. You don't need to be liked by everyone. You need to be real with yourself, because real will outlast popular, and purpose will always be louder than praise. There's a battle going on inside you right now, a war between two versions of yourself. One wants to settle, the other wants to soar. One part of you craves safety, ease, and approval. It whispers, just stay where you are. Don't rock the boat. Don't risk the fall. And then there's the other side, the part of you that aches for something more, that dares to dream louder, that knows you were meant for higher ground.
And every day you wake up on that battlefield, not with swords or noise, but with choices, what you say yes to, what you walk away from, who you listen to. This war isn't about winning once, it's about winning daily. You either live small and safe or bold and remembered, but you don't get both. So the question isn't, is the war real? It is. The question is, which side are you letting win? Settle if you want, but just know, you were built for flight. You just have to fight for it. Inside your mind, there are two voices competing every day. One says, stay comfortable. The other says, step into your calling. And here's the truth, whichever voice you feed is the one that grows louder. Comfort tells you to sleep in. Calling tells you to get up and build. Comfort tells you to avoid the pain. Calling tells you to walk through it. Comfort wants applause. Calling wants purpose. It's easy to say, one day I'll answer that voice. But what if one day doesn't come? What if the voice you ignore now eventually disappears? Think about this. Every small decision, how you spend your morning, how you respond to pressure, how you show up when no one's watching, those are votes. And over time, those votes decide who you become. So ask yourself right now, what voice have I been feeding? And more importantly, what has that voice cost me so far? You can't rise if you keep choosing silence. You can't lead if you keep following comfort. Easy always feels good in the moment. That's the trap. It's warm, it's safe, it's smooth. You skip the workout, you delay the hard talk, you choose comfort over calling, and it feels like relief. But here's the catch. That relief is rented, and the rent always comes due. Greatness doesn't come from easy, it comes from hard, from doing what most won't, from showing up when it's inconvenient, from saying yes to growth even when it hurts. Think of the people you respect most, the ones who inspire you. Did they get there through easy roads? No. They bled for it. They showed up when it was unfair. They kept going when nobody was clapping. You don't grow through comfort. You grow through pressure, through fire, through struggle. So yes, easy feels good today. But ask yourself, is it worth the regret tomorrow? Because every time you choose easy, you trade a piece of your potential for a few seconds of peace, and that price is too high. Think back to that one moment where you chose easy. You know the one. Maybe you stayed quiet when you should have spoken. Maybe you gave up when it got tough. Maybe you knew what the right thing was, but you ran from it. Now pause. What if you had chosen differently? What if you had said yes to the hard path? What if you had stood tall instead of stepping back? What would be different now? Where would you be? Who would you be? It's not about beating yourself up. It's about waking up, because you'll face another moment like that. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, and when it comes, you'll get to decide again. That moment will whisper, take the shortcut. No one will know, but your future will know, your calling will know. So this time, choose different, choose to rise, choose to stretch, choose the story you'll be proud to tell. Because when your life flashes before your eyes, make sure it's worth watching. You don't need to be a celebrity. You don't need a stage, a spotlight, or a million followers. You just need to show up for one person. That's all it takes. Impact isn't measured by how loud you are. It's measured by how real you are. It's not about changing the whole world. It's about changing someone's world. You could be the reason someone keeps going. You could be the voice that breaks through their silence, the hand that helps them stand again. We all want to matter, but sometimes we forget that the way you matter most is through small moments done with big heart. The text you send, the encouragement you give, the example you live, that's what changes lives. That's what leaves a mark. So don't wait to go big. Go personal, go real, go now, because your greatest impact might not be what you do for everyone. It might be what you do for one spark, one voice, one you. That's all. One spark can start a wildfire. One voice can spark a movement. One person, you can shake someone awake without even knowing it. Stop thinking you need to be more before you start. Stop waiting until everything feels perfect. Every big change in history started with someone ordinary who chose to act. They didn't feel powerful, they didn't feel ready, but they moved anyway. Think of the teachers who saw potential, the friends who showed up, the strangers who gave kindness in the right moment. They didn't shift the planet, but they shifted someone's world. That's the power you carry, not because you're loud, but because you show up, because you speak truth, because you care. Don't underestimate the power of one step, one action, one word, because in a world full of noise, one clear voice still echoes, and in a world full of shadows, one spark still lights the way. Nobody is going to hand you a paper that says you're ready. Nobody's coming to officially approve your dray. So stop waiting for that green light. It's already green. The delay isn't the world, it's you. You don't need permission to lead. You don't need approval to begin. You just need to move. That idea you've been sitting on, it matters. That message you've been holding back, it needs to be heard. That voice inside that keeps saying go, it's right. Waiting doesn't build impact, action does. Think about it. How many chances have you already passed by just because you didn't feel ready enough? How many lives could have been touched if you had just said yes? You're not here to play small. You're not here to be liked. You're here to make a difference. So move, speak, begin. Because the world doesn't need you to be perfect. It just needs you to show up and start. Speak bold, even when your voice shakes. Act loud, even when the room is quiet. Lead now, not later, not someday now. This is the moment, the opportunity, the opening. You've got something inside you that the world needs. Not next year, not when it's safer, right now. Don't whisper when you were built to speak up. Don't shrink when you were made to rise. Bold isn't about being fearless, it's about being honest. Loud isn't about noise, it's about clarity and leadership. It starts the moment you stop waiting and start walking. No more holding back. No more hiding your ideas, your truth, your heart. The clock is running, the world is watching, and your story is being written right now. So write it loud, speak it raw, live it real, because you weren't made to follow the crowd. You were born to lead something real. Stop believing the lie that you have to be famous to make a difference. You don't need a million followers, a platform, or a stage. You just need one thing, fearless action. The truth is, it's not the big flashy moments that shape the world. It's the small quiet ones. The courage to keep going when no one's watching. the decision to speak truth when it would be easier to stay silent. You want to be remembered. Be the person who steps forward when everyone else steps back. Be the one who does the right thing even when it's hard. Fame fades, but fearless lasts. The teacher who believed in a kid that no one saw. The neighbor who showed up when the world walked away. The coach, the parent, the friend. Those people weren't known by the world, but they changed it anyway. You don't need attention, you need action. You don't need fame, you need fire. You don't need everyone to know your name, you just need to live in a way they'll never forget. Let me ask you this. What if your decision today, your small, simple step, changed someone's life tomorrow? That text you've been meaning to send? That check-in call? That idea you've been sitting on? What if that's the thing that lifts someone out of the dark? You never know who's watching. You never know who's listening. You never know who's barely holding on, waiting for anyone to do something real. Your story might be the key that unlocks someone else's chains. Your step might give them the courage to take theirs. It doesn't have to be dramatic. It just has to be done. Don't measure the worth of your action by how loud it is. Measure it by how honest it is, how loving, how true. Because the small thing you're putting off today could be the breakthrough someone's praying for. So move, speak, reach, be the reason someone believes again. Impact isn't always loud. It doesn't always shout. It doesn't always show up in headlines or go viral online. Impact flows like water, quiet, steady, unstoppable. It moves through your daily choices. The way you treat people, the way you rise after falling, the way you stand up for what's right when it's easier to look away. Think about water. It cuts through rock not because it's strong, but because it never stops flowing. That's what your life can be. You don't have to crash in like thunder. Just keep showing up like the tide. Keep pouring into others. Keep being real. Keep being you. You don't need to be loud. You need to be consistent. You don't need to shake the world in one moment. You just need to let your life flow with purpose, day after day, because the world doesn't just need noise, it needs depth. You don't need to have it all together. You don't need to know all the answers. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to show up. People don't connect with perfect. They connect with real. They connect with effort, with someone who keeps showing up when it's hard, someone who tries, someone who cares. Too many people wait to be perfect before they begin. But if you wait to be perfect, you'll never start. Start messy. Start unsure. Start with what you have. Just start. Because when you show up again and again, you become the example, the reminder, the proof that it's possible to keep going without having everything figured out. Your impact is built through presence, not polish, through honesty, not image. So show up. Show up when you're tired. Show up when you're afraid. Show up when it's awkward, hard, and uncomfortable. Because showing up is what changes everything. And the people who change the world, they're the ones who don't quit. Excuses feel good in the moment. They give you a reason to back out, a reason to stay the same, a reason not to face the truth. But here's the thing. They don't last. People forget your excuses. They don't remember why you didn't try. They don't carry your justifications with them. What stays? Your impact, the difference you made, the lives you touched, the courage you showed. No one's going to say they had a great excuse. They're going to say they showed up, or they disappeared when it got hard. That's the part that sticks. You can either build a life that echoes or one that fades. You can either leave something behind or leave with nothing done. It's not about being flawless. It's about being faithful to what you're here to do, to who you're here to be. Excuses won't stand the test of time, but impact never leaves the room. One day, people will speak your name, or they won't. One day, your story will be remembered, or it won't. It all comes down to this. What did you do with your time here? We spend so much of life focused on likes, attention, and approval. But in the end, none of that matters. What matters is this. Did your life mean something? Did it move something? Did it leave something behind? You don't need to be a hero to the whole world, but you do need to be someone that mattered to the people who knew you. Think about it. Your name. Just your name. When it's spoken years from now, what will it stand for? Hard work, compassion, integrity, or silence, fear, and wasted time? You're writing your legacy every day with your choices, your effort, your presence. So make your name stand for something strong. Make it echo with purpose, because one day it will mean something or nothing at all. One day, your children or the people who look up to you are going to talk about how you lived. What will they say? That you played it safe? That you gave up when things got hard? That you lived inside the walls of fear and called it wisdom? Or will they say, they stood tall, they were brave, they gave everything they had? This is bigger than you. Your life sets the tone for the next generation. Your effort, your courage, your choices, they ripple forward. You are someone's example, someone's blueprint, someone's story to follow. So ask yourself, am I building a legacy that my children can be proud of? Or am I leaving behind confusion, hesitation, and regret? You teach people how to live not by your words, but by your actions. You show them what matters by what you choose every day. So live in a way that when they tell your story, they stand a little taller, just saying your name. At the end of the road, you only get two outcomes. You built something, or you didn't. There is no middle, no neutral. You either lived with intention, or you drifted. You either made your time count, or you let it slip away. It's easy to think I've still got time. But the truth is, every second you waste writing excuses, you're not writing your legacy. You don't want to look back and see a list of what ifs, a pile of chances you never took, a collection of dreams you never chased. You want to look back and say, I gave it everything, even when it was hard, even when it hurt. Regret is loud, it follows you, it weighs on you. But legacy? Legacy frees you. It lifts others. It tells the world you were here. So choose now. Build the life you want to be remembered for. Because when it's all said and done, you either leave a story worth telling or a silence that says you never truly lived. You weren't put here just to breathe, not just to exist, not just to wake up, work, scroll, sleep, and repeat. You were built to build, to shape something, change something, leave something that doesn't disappear when you do. Surviving is the starting line, not the goal. You've got breath in your lungs, strength in your bones, and time still ticking. What are you doing with it? Too many people go through life avoiding pain, avoiding risk, avoiding meaning, thinking that staying comfortable is winning, but it's not. If all you're doing is getting by, you're already falling behind. Start building. Not for applause, not for status. Build for purpose. Build with heart. Build something that matters 5 years from now, 10 years from now, forever. Because one day your breath will stop, but what you built, that's what will keep speaking for you. Your life is a message. Whether you know it or not, you're always speaking. Not with your mouth, but with how you live. Every action is a sentence. Every choice, a word. Every moment, a paragraph in your story. And the people around you, they're reading it. So the question is, what is your life saying? Is it speaking truth or playing it safe? Is it inspiring people to rise or giving them permission to settle? Is it a story worth remembering or one that just blends into the background? You don't have to be perfect, but you do have to be clear. Your kindness speaks. Your strength speaks. Your sacrifice, your faithfulness, your discipline, they all say something. So shape your message on purpose. Live in a way that writes something bold, something lasting, something true, because your story isn't just being written, it's being read right now. Make it count. Every step, every word, every second. Don't waste your time on things that don't matter. Don't burn your energy trying to be everything to everyone. Focus on what really matters. Make it last. Don't just do it once. Don't flash bright for a moment and burn out. Keep showing up. Keep doing the hard things, the right things, the quiet things, again and again. Make it echo. Let your life ring out long after you're gone. Let the people you loved carry your strength. Let the ones you helped carry your voice. You don't need to make noise to make an impact, but you do need to live with purpose, with fire, with focus. You've got one shot at this, not a rehearsal, not a test run. So make it count, make it last. Make it echo, because the world doesn't need more noise. It needs more lives that mean something. Being remembered is easy. You can be remembered for drama, noise, or even doing nothing, but being respected, that takes work. That takes character. That takes building something that doesn't collapse when you're gone. The question isn't, will they remember you? It's what will they respect you for? Did you stand for something real? Did you build something worth holding on to? Did you make people better, stronger, braver, just by the way you lived? This is about more than image. It's about substance. It's about roots that run deep. You don't want your legacy to be a memory. You want it to be a foundation, something others can stand on, something they'll point to and say, that's who showed me how to live. So don't just aim to be noticed. Don't just aim to be liked. Build a life that's respected, because that's what lasts. That's what speaks. That's what lives on. The moment you were born, the clock started ticking, not forward, down. From that first breath, time hasn't been adding days to your life. It's been counting them down. Every second that passes is a second asking you, will you matter? You don't get to press pause. You don't get to restart the clock. You don't get a rehearsal. This is it. The question isn't, do you have time? You don't. The real question is, what are you doing with the time you've got left? Too many people wait for confidence, wait for clarity, wait for permission, but time doesn't wait, it just moves. And if you're not careful, you'll wake up one day and realize the countdown is almost done, and you still haven't started living like you were meant to. You don't get to decide how much time you have, but you do get to decide what you do with it. So move, build, speak, live like the clock is watching, because it is. They may forget your face. Time does that. It erases features, fades names, moves on, but they won't forget your fire. They won't forget how you made them feel. They won't forget the strength in your voice when they had none. They won't forget the way you stood when others sat down, because what lasts isn't your image, it's your impact. People may not remember the clothes you wore, the titles you held, or the numbers in your bank account, but they will remember the fire you carried, the way you showed up when it was hard, the way you loved fiercely, the way you kept going when everyone else quit. That's what echoes. That's what stays. So stop trying to impress them with your surface. Light something in them with your soul, because your fire, your passion, your courage, your truth, that's what will outlive your body. That's what they'll talk about when you're gone. They may forget your face, but never your fire. You weren't born to go unnoticed. You weren't born to blend in. You weren't born to live quiet and leave nothing behind. You were born to leave a mark, a real one, a lasting one. Every time you speak up for what's right, that's a mark. Every time you show love when it's hard, that's a mark. Every time you give your all, even when you're tired, that's a mark. And when you live like that, people feel it. They remember it. They carry it with them. Don't wait for a perfect moment to start. Don't wait until you feel ready. You're already on the clock. You're already in the fight, so burn bright, not just for you, but for the ones watching, the ones who need your example, the ones who are looking for proof that bold, honest, passionate living still matters. You've got the fire. Now light the way.